What's good, nerds? So if you're new to this channel, I make a lot of like tech type videos, and I've really been into app lists recently. So I decided to make a series called Pimp My Phone. So in this series, I'm going to talk about all these different apps that I use, and sometimes I might go into accessories and things like that. But I also make a little bit more conceptual tech YouTube videos. But that's enough about me. Let's jump into the app list. So with my phone, I want to have a relationship with it where I'm not on it too much, and it really helps me get things done rather than taking time away from me. And I feel like that's something that a lot of us could strive for. I scoured for hours and hours to find these 7 different apps. So these apps really did help me save time and stuff. So I've been trying them out for the past week, and let's jump straight into what they are.
So here I am on my home screen. Now, if you're wondering why is all of his icons like clear like that, it's because I'm on the new iOS 26 beta. If you want to see me make a video about that, be sure to drop a comment. I'll be sure to make a video. But let's hop straight into my first app, which is LoFiumi. So this app is pretty
cool, I guess. I've been into like Pomodoro timers type things for a while. My last video I talked about one called Desk Minder, and so these are basically just timers and so there's a theory behind this where you do 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes of break, and then you keep doing that until you're done with whatever you're trying to do. So what this app does is it combines that with like those lo-fi videos on YouTube and stuff like that, and so you actually have this little room that you have control over, and you can set your Pomodoro timer and how many cycles of work you want to do. And you can also set how long you want your break to be, and you can literally
watch this work. So there's that like live stream that's been on YouTube for years now where it's like the lo-fi girl, and then like you put that on in the background while you study. So this plays that lo-fi music for you as well. You can also turn that off if you don't want to hear that, but it's just super cool overall. You can have different tasks on here, so you can write in what you want to do. So this tag right here that says read, you can put in whatever you want it to be. So if you want to study for that or work out for that time, you can have that going as well. So it is a pretty simple app, but I do feel like this could really help you in terms of like productivity, or if you're just trying to get things done throughout the day and you normally load up that lo-fi video, but this one is just in one app and you pop it on your phone. And it's also nice that it stays on when you go to other apps and stuff like that. And I know if you have YouTube on your phone and you switch off and you don't have like YouTube Premium or anything, then that will be an issue because that'll shut off. So as you use the app, you can have different like focus companions on here as well. The more Pomodoro timers you do, the more like access to accessories you get, so it sort of gamifies it as well. So overall it's super nice, but definitely not for me personally because I don't really like the lo-fi music, but it definitely is pretty cool. How many times have you been in like a restaurant with your friends and you have to split the bill? It's always somebody who has to pull out the calculator and go through each line item, and it's definitely really annoying when you have like 7 or 8 people and each person has to figure out what they want and you don't have a pen, so it's hard to write down. Now this next app is called Billy, and what this does is it takes your bill, you take a photo of it and uses AI to find each line item, how much it's worth, and then each person then can go and tap what they wanted and what they got, and then it'll total up everybody's. And the even cooler part is you can add different people's contacts, so it can send that to them. So we're just gonna hit scan receipt and we're gonna take a photo, and I'm gonna come up here and I loaded up a little bit of sample receipt on my computer, so I'm just gonna take a photo of that right here. And you'll see it'll just analyze this receipt, and you see that plus button right there. You can add other contacts to this as well. So as it scans the receipt, it's going to find each item, like I said before, how much it costs, and it's going to separate them out so we can choose which one we want. So right here, we have all of the different things that were on the thing. And let me just check myself and make sure it's all right. So each line item is correct. And what's really nice is you can auto calculate the tip. So let's just say this time we're going to do a 15% tip. And right here, I could say this is my item, this is my item, and then the other 2 were somebody else's items. So once we're done with that, it's going to calculate it. So it tells me that I owe $18.07 right here, and that includes the tip as well. So right here, here's the total, and then you can do it by person. So this is super nice because now I can send this to somebody. I can send this like little link out, and it's going to tell me the bill for each person. So it's just super nice overall, and I don't have to worry about doing all the calculations. And this is definitely one that I'm going to keep on my phone and use in the future for sure, because it's just super useful. Again, it's another simple app and it doesn't take up very much space on your phone. So it's nice just to have. That way you don't have to do all the manual calculations. Next up is Wake Out. So I don't know if you guys remember, but at least when I was in school, there was this thing to get all of us to focus, which was we get out of our chair and do like a Just Dance thing or like some sort of like get up and movement. And this has really been lost on us as adults. So what this app does is it takes your screen time, and let's say there's an app that you want to use, but it's like a guilty pleasure or just sitting on your couch. I've seen a lot of other apps which will make you wait a second before you could open whatever app you're trying to, like Instagram, for example. Well, this one will make you do an exercise. So it's pretty cool. I haven't seen something like this. It really does work. I've started to use it. It has a pretty big library of different workouts and stuff like that, and a lot of them are super quick, so it's not going to be super weird. Even if you're like do it and set it at work, it's not going to be weird to like get up for a second. I feel like we should just be doing that on our own. And what's pretty cool is you can have like you can choose the different personality for your notifications. So you'll see it has like a productivity coach, energy guide. And you could just have it set custom messages here. So I'll just do like supportive, for example. And it's going to ask like which one that you want to do. Like, so I just am going to do for like burnout and mental fog, but like an eye strain. But you can have it for like if you have a certain problem or a specific pain area, it's going to gear those workouts to you. And I think what's cool about this app is it goes far beyond like using specific apps, and it actually like coaches you throughout the day, which I think is really nice. And so you'll see up here, it says today's goal is 500, and those are called in the app watts. And so the more workouts you do, the better it gets. So you can see, I can scroll down here and it has all these different types of workouts I can do for the morning, just like little energy ones, energy boosts. And you can browse right here. So let's say that I'm at work and I don't want to do anything too crazy. So they have some that I could do. This one's while sitting, which is super nice. And so I can heart this one and we'll do like a little 30-second one. And you'll see what it looks like as it's going here. So you can't even see it, but I'm doing it right now. And this is what's so great. It's like, it's pretty much hidden. Like if I did this at work, nobody would really notice. And it's just getting your like brain more activated and stuff. So you just start with it and it's going to count down. It's going to go through and do each one, which I think is pretty nice, and it has a little timer. Now, to be fair, this app does cost money, and I do think you can get away with just remembering some of these and like mentally doing this yourself. But it's nice that the app will like block you from opening certain apps and stuff, and you could set timers of how long you want to do it. Just like my first Pomodoro timer app, this one also does the same thing. So yeah, it's a pretty much nice app overall. This one's definitely not as simple as the other ones, but I do think this could help, like especially with your productivity. Something I haven't really seen before. I know a lot of like I've read productivity books and stuff. This has been a pretty good alternative. I haven't seen something quite like this before. Next up is an app called Tome. Now, if you like to read, this is super great. It's sort of like Letterboxd, which is for movies. It's sort of like that, but for books. So I can go in here, and what's really cool is it sends me book recommendations based off what I read, and I can add whatever books I'm reading to here. And it's super nice. It does have a little bit of a social feed, so you can scroll through, see what's new, or see what people are liking a lot in terms of books. Now, I noticed it doesn't have a super big community, but I think with time it'll grow. And it's just super nice. You can follow your friends on here that like to read and stuff. And especially, I'm not really on TikTok, but I know there's something called like Book Talk. A lot of people like to read on Book Talk. So this is super great. Again, it's a very simple app. You just go here. If I want to write in that I'm reading a new book, you could say that you're like reading it. You could say if you finished it or not. You could add it to a different collection, and it's nice that I can track whatever books that I've read in the past. So I'm gonna start using this, and I don't know if you like my name right here, but it's Tommy on the app. But yeah, this app's pretty nice. You can customize your profile and stuff like that. But overall, pretty simple app. It's just good to see what your friends are reading and sort of track what you're reading as well. Next up is Carrot. Now this app is super fun. You'll see as soon as I open the app, it'll ask me what I want it to be. So you can have it be a super unhinged and stuff, and you could turn on like profanity and like politics and stuff like that if you wanted to talk about that. It's a super nice like change in terms of weather apps. It's just like funny overall. So I'll go to just snarky, so it's just pretty simple. And I'll hit agree right here. Now, I didn't have this because I have a new phone, but I've been using this app. It is pretty great. It has good weather stations too, so the weather is super accurate as well. So it's nice if I scroll through here, it's gonna have like funny things up here. And each time I open the app, it's gonna have like a new message and stuff like that. And if you make it more unhinged, the crazier it'll get. If you want a little secret, if you scroll up here, you can keep tapping this carrot button, and it'll keep giving you messages, and it'll take you to like a little secret game as well within here. But once you use it for a long enough time, you can ask it messages and like talk to it with AI, which is pretty fun. And it actually does have a lot of like cool features in here, like apart from the weather app, like it'll pull in different weather news, and like it'll tell you when the sun's gonna set or the moon phases, which is super nice. And I found that this is pretty accurate as well. I can go pretty far into the future and see what it's gonna look like, or I could see that precipitation, like if there's gonna be rain or anything. But yeah, it's a pretty good weather app, and it also has a few hidden features, and it's just fun to use overall. So I definitely prefer using this over the regular weather app. Next up is TickTick. Now this is actually used by MKBHD. He said in the past. So I think the key word for this video today is simple. Like TickTick is another just simple app, and you could get a little bit more advanced with it as well. And what
what I do like about it is that you can customize each like thing at the bottom you want to see. So they have all these different features that you can add. So obviously you want tasks and calendars, and then you could turn on like a habit tracker and a countdown timer. And so you could say what you need it for, like the different lists, and then you can customize the app as well. And the cool part is they do have a paid version, but you can use it for free. So I'm just going to X out of this, and you'll see they have some built-in tasks here and your calendar. And so like for habits, for example, they already have one, which is drink water. So I could put this in here, change the icon, and I could say I want it daily, weekly, or put in whatever interval I want, which is super nice. And I'll just hit enable. And then over here you have countdown timers. So I could say I could add a new countdown timer to, let's say, a holiday. Let's just do Christmas. So right here it has this little countdown to Christmas, and then I can put in like how I want it to look for the style. So I'll put like that, and then I can go ahead and click here and it'll tell me how long until that's going to be. I can go ahead and like check off this habit, for example. So it's right there. I do like that it's like very tactile in terms of how I'm doing it. It's not just a simple click, but I can like swipe through, and you get sort of that dopamine from like, oh, I finished this task or I did this habit, which is super nice. And so over here I can go ahead and add a task. So let's say I want to say film video, and then I can flag this as high priority, and I can put a tag for videos right there, and it's going to put that tag in there, and I'll say this is part of my work, and then I'll set the date for today, and then I send this right here. And so if I go into my task for today, it's going to be right there, and I can just click off film video, or I can go into this and add like notes or add like a sub to-do list in here as well, which is super nice, like for grocery shopping and stuff like that. So this is just like a customizable to-do list, which as opposed to having like 5 different apps for different things, this one will basically bring them all into one. Now, I don't personally use it, but I have used it in the past. But, you know, I'm kind of funny because I switch around to-do lists all the time. So I probably will go back at some point. Lastly is Anki. Now, this has been helping me learn Italian like super well. And I used to use Quizlet, but now I use Anki. Quizlet Premium is pretty expensive, and Anki is 25 bucks, just the flat fee. You just pay it one time. And so what's cool about Anki is it uses this thing called SRS. It sort of uses an algorithm to figure out what words that you don't know and what words you do know. So as I use it, you'll see right here, I can turn on the word. I could say if it's good or hard. And so if it's hard for me, I'll click that. I'll click hard, and that's going to bring it back with this study session. Now, what I'm doing is I downloaded a huge set of 2,000 words for Italian 1 and 2. And so as I'm learning, it's bringing 15 words a day. And the whole idea is you go back every single day. It's going to help solidify the words that you've already started to learn, and then it's also gonna bring new words into the mix as well. And so within like a few months, you'll be able to have all those 2,000 words down. And so it's just super nice. I've been using it over Quizlet, and I actually do prefer it because of its customizability. It's not just for languages. You could use it for like math. I've seen people do it for like chemistry because how customizable the cards are. And again, like I said, it's a simple app. So it's pretty good overall. Now that's pretty much it for my app list. Now, if you enjoyed this, or if you stayed through the video, be sure to comment AI will take over, and you'll see why I'm saying that next video. But yeah, be sure to drop a subscribe if you liked it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. See ya.